Hello all, it's Anna here from scrapalicious.com. This is my first video in 2019, so Happy New Year, although it's mid-January, but hey. I am going to be creating 3 cards using the Painted Rose stamp set from Concord 9th. I absolutely adore this stamp set. I mean, the stamp is large, large enough to be the focus of a regular sized A2 card, so you don't need much else really, and I think it would also be fun to use on a layout as well. I really like that the outline is very detailed, so that if I wanted to color it with my watercolors or Copic markers or whatnots, it will work absolutely fabulously. But I do like the stamps because they make, I don't know, the stamping a bit artsy. So basically makes me feel like I might have painted the thing, which I haven't, and I doubt I ever could. And I love these little splatters and these perfectly imperfect yumminess to it all, I guess. And on this card I am using ink from scrapbook.com, and I really like how that ink is. It is beautiful, it's crisp, and it's just so fun to use. I really like it. I've got this color set in yellow orangey, I think it is, and then I have some in blues, and I think I need to get more sets. But on this card I'm just using 2 different colors, and I really like the contrast, and again it looks so splattery, painted, fabulous. I just love it. And I'm just cleaning my stamp with cloth in between, just to make sure that I'm not contaminating anything. And for the leaves I'm using ink from Simon Says Stamp and Hero Arts, I believe, and those are only 2 layers as well. And I already created 2 other flowers, and in pink and then reds, and I'll show you that in a wee bit in the end. But I thought it would be kind of silly really to show you the stamping 3 times, because it's the same thing over and over again, and I assume you all know how to ink a stamp, or yeah. And I do love it because these painted splatters make all my mistakes look like they're supposed to be there. Love that kind of stamp. And now that that stamps the whole flower itself, I'm just making sure that everything is put away in order. Oh, and I'm using a Neenah Solar White 80-pound cardstock for the stamped image. And then you have these 2. This is the red one and the pink ones. The red and the pink were I stamped using Hero Arts inks, and I'll have links to everything I used down below. Now I wanted to frame the image really, and I decided to use the Simon Says Stitch Rectangle die set. I seem to be using this quite a lot, and I do like the effect. Then basically I just run them through my Big Shot, and that's that. So basically the biggest part of my card is all done really. I mean, it's simple stamping, it's a large image, doesn't need much else, and I get a stitch frame with the die. Now I'm just having a look-see, seeing what I can do, and since these are a bit artsy and splattery kind of a thingy, I decided to add a bit more splatters, and I reached for a selection of mist from here and there. I used Lindy's Stamp Gang, Heidi swap. I think I used the Tattered Angels ones too. Yes, I did. And I'm just shaking those little pretties up and then just splattering away, really. No rhyme, no reason. Just wanted to continue on this painted madness of sorts. And I chose colours that would highlight the stamping as well. So for this one, I went for an orange one. And for this pink one, I go for a pink one. And the red rose gets a red mist. And then because I wanted a bit more contrast to the whole image, really, I also added 2 other darker mists. I'm using, well, from Lindy's, it is kind of a dark greyish with a bit of silver in it. And then I'm just using a pure black one from Heidi Swap. And I really like how that black one adds just a sharp contrast, really, to the colours of the rose itself. And since these cards are really clean and simple, I wanted to add a bit of dimension to the whole card. So I had already cut and scored the card base itself, and I used Neenah Solar White 100 pound cardstock. And then I had some white fun foam that I have just cut down to size and covered it with the score tape and also a double-sided adhesive from scrapbook.com. And I'm just sticking that to the back of the stamped image. And I'm just adding these to the card bases to give it, yes, a bit more dimension, really. Because, well, I do love foam and foam tape and anything that adds a little tiny bit of dimension to my card, so it's not surprising. And now for the other side, I'm just using the Nouveau Deluxe adhesive to put on the back, and that is basically just to give me a tiny bit of time to make sure that these are, well, centered-ish in a way, so they're not all completely wonky and all over the place. And I did the same thing with the other 2 images. And I do love my Tim Holtz pokey tooly thingy, because it really makes this job so much faster than without it. And again, the same thing, just score tape and double-sided scrapbook adhesive tape, and then Nouveau Deluxe adhesive to stick the whole thing to the card base itself. And now the last one. And with fun foam, I keep every single little scrap of it, because I mean, you can always use that. Doesn't even matter if it's many pieces, you won't see it anyway, you'll just see the dimension it adds. So win-win, really. Now, even though these are very simple and clean cards, I couldn't help myself. I just had to add a bit of bling to my cards. I really have a hard time not adding something sparkly. So I reached for my jewel stash, and I end up using jewels from Pretty Pink Posh. So for this red card, I'm using red ones. I think it's called raspberry jam or raspberry something. But like I said before, I will have links to everything down below. So if you want to have a look-see, you can all just click the link and it will take you to those pretty things. that I used. And I'm just using that same Nuvo Deluxe adhesive to stick these pretties down, and my Marvy jewel picker helps me a lot. I'm just placing these randomly here and there, just, I don't know, they'll become like sparkly splatters on this arty inspired kind of a background, I guess. And that's the first card done. Then I've just got 2 left, and here I was planning on using light pink ones, but my younger daughter, and you saw her finger there, wanted me to switch and use these really pale violet-y ones, and I must admit she was right, they looked better. So of course I took her advice and stuck these down. And my girls really like to hover around when I'm crafting, so they sometimes end with the little pretty fingers in the video, sometimes not, but they do love to help me with my creations, which is always fun. At least I know they're having fun and they like to hang around me, so I guess I should be grateful for that, really. And like I said, that's basically the end of the cards. I'm just adding jewels here and there to add a bit of sparkliness to the card and just a little bit more interest, really. But I really like how these cards came out. Pretty colourful, sparkly, and just, I don't know, there's just something about this stamp that I just really, really like. And that is it, 3 cards. Done in a jiffy, really. And here are some still shots if you want to have a closer look. And after this I will leave links to some of the videos I've done before. And I will thank you ever so much for watching, and I hope to see you back soon. Bye!